Hello and welcome to week 1 of the Wall of Stitches crochet along. I am so excited to finally be getting started this. It's been a design that's been on my plate for several months and I'm so glad that I can finally start sharing it with you. So this is probably the closest crochet along I've made since my 50 stitches, which was also predictable blocks of stitches that fit together in a fairly simple design. So at the end of this crochet along, you'll have 48 different pieces, and we're going to make them over 25 weeks. And so every week we have 2 different pieces, but each piece will have its own video so that they're not silly long and easy to keep up with. And for all the pieces, you're going to be using a 4.5mm hook. That does come with the caveat of if your tension allows for it. If you can keep your tension consistent through your pieces, you'll use the same hook. But if you crochet quite tightly for single crochet stitches, you may find you need to go up a size for these ones. So our first piece of the crochet along is a single crochet based piece. So just have a think about your tension, and I have more to say about that in the blog. That link is beneath this video, so take a look if tension is an issue for you. But don't be afraid to play around with your hook size, as you need to make sure that your pieces come out similar sizes. So let's get started with our first piece. So the Flying Birds is a single crochet base piece, and it uses diagonal spike stitches to create the look of birds flying on the front of your fabric. So to get started with this piece, you're going to need to make a foundation chain of 66. So for the Flying Bird stitch, we're going to start in the 3rd chain from our hook. So the turning chain is going to start as count as our first stitch of the row, so I've marked that first chain. Then the 3rd chain from my hook, I'm just going to make a single crochet. Okay, and then for row 1, it's just single crochet in every stitch across. So this just gives us a nice solid foundation row so that we can make our flying birds later. It's going to get on my nose, I'll just put in there. The only problem with using bobby pins as stitch markers is that do tend to make a bit of a noise on the tape. But I've still found them to be the best stitch markers there is, so we'll put up with the noise. Okay. So we've got a rather long repeat for this stitch. Almost there. Okay, single crochet in the last stitch. So there we go, row 1, it's just all single crochet. So now we're going to turn, chain 1, and make a single crochet in the first stitch of the row. I'm just going to grab another stitch marker. Okay, so we've put single crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches as well. So we're going to have 4 single crochet to start row 1. Okay, so after our 4 single crochet, we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next. So we're going to have that chain 1 space sitting there, and then single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So including the one we just made, we're going to have 7 single crochet after our skip stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just grab some more yarn, and then we do the same again. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next. So between every chain 1 skip stitch, you will have 7 single crochet. And you repeat that until you get to the end of the row. Okay, so I've got 7 single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. So I've now got 3 stitches left, and I'm going to take a single crochet in each of those stitches. And the last one goes into the top of that turning chain. Okay, so that last chain 1, skip 1 happens in the when you've got 5 stitches left. So chain 1, skip 1, and then single crochet in each of the last 4 stitches. And that's row 2. So row 3. Turn, chain 1, make a single crochet in the first stitch of the row, and then single crochet in every stitch across. So the flying bird stitch is all single crochet based, and you've got 2 rows of single crochet in between each row of birds and the setting up row. So rows 3 and 4 are all single crochet, and then row 5 we can make our birds. So when you're doing your single crochet, when you get to the chain 1 space, just make a single crochet into it. So it opens up your space nicely like that. And then carry on making single crochets. Then you get to the chain 1, single skip a stitch space, make a single crochet into it, so working around the stitch, and carry on with single crochets. Okay, so that's row 3. I'm going to turn, chain 1, and row 4 is again a row of single crochet. So single crochet in that first stitch, and then single crochet in every stitch across. So I can quite in that stitch mark a bit. Flying birds is it's an easy stitch to make, and it's quite nicely repetitively soothing, and it does look good when you finished it. Just finish with a single crochet row, and then we can make our birds. Sorry if you can hear some heavy breathing, it's my dog. He's decided to come and say hello. Not the convenient time. Right, end of row 4, return, chain 1, and you're going to make a single crochet in the first stitch of the row. Bring my stitch marker up. So after we made our first single crochet of the row, we're going to single crochet in the next stitch as well. So now we're going to make a flying bird. We're going to be working into the unused stitch down here. So where you skipped stitch and chain 1, that hole down there, going to be working into the loops. Okay? So go into the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop. So your yarn is wrapping right round.
And you want to pull it up to the height of the row that you're working on. So this is a really long spike stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay. So now we're going to make a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So not this one here, because that's the one on top of your spike stitch. Want the next one across. 1, 2, and that second one should line up directly with that chain 1 space. So that's right on top of it. Single crochet in the next stitch as well. So now we're going to make another spike stitch, and we're going to work again into the same chain space. So insert your hook into the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull it right up to the height of the row you're working in. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And that is your flying bird. Those 2 spike stitches together make your bird. Okay, so we don't work into the stitch next because that's the stitch your spike stitch is sitting over. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 2 and 3. And then we make the next bird. So into the next skip stitch 3 rows below, insert your hook into the unused loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, put it up nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then we make the second half of your bird. Back into the same loops that you made your last spike stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And you make this repeat across your row. So we've got one more for this one. Into the unused loops 3 rows below, yarn over, pull up a loop, nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Make a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then we'll complete our bird with another spike stitch in the same chain space as the last one. And then make a single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches of the row. And they're real flying birds. So if any of them you come across like this, you just run either nail or your hook down the middle, they will untangle themselves. And that's a flying bird stitch. So to complete your flying birds piece, you're going to be repeating rows 2 to 5 until you have 13 rows. Then for row 14, you're going to finish off by just making a final row of single crochet. So you're going to have 14 rows in total for this piece. Once you finish row 14, you can cut off and weave in your ends, and then you need to add a border. So all the pieces have a 3-row border and it's all single crochet. So for this piece, you're going to make a single crochet in each stitch across the top and bottom and into the side of each row going down. So you'll have 14 stitches on the small sides and 65 stitches across the top, plus an extra stitch in each corner for your turn. So if you need to see how to add the border on, there is a separate video for that. You can click the link that appears on your screen, or the link is beneath the video in the description as well. Once you've added your border, you can cut off and weave in your ends. And this piece is our first one, and it will be in the left bottom corner. So you can see that in the diagram in the video. And then once we finish this, it's time to move on to our next piece for week 1, which is the bead piece. So to go to that video, you can click the link on your screen. You can go to the playlist for Wall of Stitches, it is in there.
or you can click the link beneath the description. All the links you will always need will always be in the description if they don't pop up on the screen. So, let's move on to piece 2.